So today we're going to find out how G2 got destroyed by a Yoru, and that is not a joke because Forsaken on Yoru in an elimination game for the semi-finals of VCT Iceland, he went 29-12 on Yoru on Bind yesterday, and it was absurd, and it was a lot of fun to watch. So let's find out how G2 got destroyed by a Yoru. And let's start here with round number 4. But one thing I must say is it wasn't just always Yoru, and the combinations that they had, particularly with Breach, is really, really strong. And I think that that is something that played very much into their favor, and also just the aggressive nature of Paper Rex. I mean, it's just a lot of fun to watch. But let's start with round number 4. In this round, we have a Viper's Pit here from the side of G2. Paper Rex are on the attack. Here's our Yoru. And normally a Viper's Pit, you would say, let's just go to the other side of the map, let's not make it too complex here. Let's just go to the side. It's not worth trying to fight into it. But the thing is, as you can see here, is Forsaken has his Yoru ult. And so that's going to allow him to run straight through this Viper's Pit and identify exactly where that Viper is. And that is exactly what they do, because as Forsaken is about to come in here, he starts searching around, he starts looking around, and they're going to find the Viper eventually, and then he's going to ping onto the map for his teammate for the Breach Stun to come in. So the Breach Stun comes in to stun the Viper, and whilst that's going on as well, what we've got on the other side is they've taken Showers control, and they're ready to burst through this as well. You can see they're starting to also come through the Viper's Pit, the rest of the team, because they just want to, kill this Viper and get the site. But as I said, it doesn't always go right for them. And in this case, Forsaken actually dies. And another problem comes in is that Hoodie's able to get one, but it's traded. But here's what's so good about Paper Rex is that their utility combinations are absurdly good. And so whilst this was all going on, and they stunned the Viper, and so they're expecting the Viper to come back this way. So what they've done is they sent a Breach Aftershock into the middle of U-Haul as well. And also a Raise Nade has come across here into the back of it, which means that they can't escape. And so what happens is, well, 2 players die to the Raise Nade. And so they end up in a 2v2. So even though it didn't go perfectly for them, because their utility combos are so good, they end up in a 2v2, and Jing is able to blast back himself up into heaven. And clearly Avova isn't expecting it as he's running up the ramp here, and Jing is able to get a free kill. They end up in a 2v1 that they are able to win. And now let's come to the very next round, and I must talk about the combination of Breach and Yoru because it is absurdly strong. Because what we're going to get, you can see we've got our Breach here. The Breach is going to send a stun like this across to Shower. We've got the Yoru teleport coming in here, and the Yoru is going to teleport Forsaken into that corner. And then he's going to find a stunned up Viper that he's going to be able to kill. So let's take a look at that first. So in comes the Breach stun, in goes the Yoru, and the Yoru, as you can see, is able to kill the Viper. So a nice little utility combo to start. And then as we run this forward, some other really cool things are going to happen because he sends out the TP, but he also sends out the fake Yoru as well. But I want you to watch that as that fake Yoru gets there, he then decides to pop the fake gate crash. So obviously if anyone was like around here and maybe took a peek around this corner, they would see that the gate crash noise had just been made and there is a Yoru there, which I just thought was really, really cool. In this case, no one was looking there, but I thought still it was very, very cool nonetheless. And then as we continue to run this forward, you can see that the side of Paper Rex, they're coming back actually to the other side of the map. But I want you to again just watch this this teleport that Forsaken has sent out, because as they do get the kill on the Omen and they get down to this B site, the gate crash is going to come all the way up here, and he's about to fake it. So he fakes the gate crash, and I just want you to take a look at this Skye who has no idea, is looking the wrong way, turns back, is very, very concerned. The Skye's about to turn back again. There you go. Very, very worried that the Yoru is about to come up behind them. Eventually, obviously, the Yoru isn't there and isn't ready to do that, and eventually they do trade the kill on the Skye and end up in a 3v1 that, again, they will win. And quickly, let's come to round 7 as well. And this, again, is just another example of this Breach. Plus the Yoru is absurdly, absurdly strong, because what's about to happen again is we got our Breach here towards Hooker. They're going to send a stun down here. And again, we've got this Yoru TP that's going to come into this corner, and it's going to be the same thing. Now, this time the trade, the kill will be traded because you can see that the Omen is right there as well. But it's just absurd. The level of coordination that they had. There goes the stun, you just saw it, and you can see that the Hoodie is stunned up there and they're able to get the kill. As I said, in this instance it was traded, and this is actually a round that they lose, but again, they just found so much value from the combo of those two agents. And now let's come to round number 11. It's actually 6-4 at this point, you know, it's a close game, could go either way, but the Yoru is about to pretty much win them around because, hey, have we seen this one before? Viper's Pit here on A, and the Yoru has his ult as well. Yes, we have, and so what's going to happen is exactly that. We're going to get the Yoru ult into the Viper's ult, but whilst that's going on, I just want you to take a look at the gate crash that Forsaken have put down, because this gate crash is actually going to hit the teleporter and come into here, which is really quite interesting, and that also is going to play a big impact on the round. But as we run this forward, it's the exact same thing. Forsaken's going to go running in. He's going to find the Viper there. Stun comes in. The Brim ult comes in as well. Just about Meadow is able to live. You can see he's on a little slither of health there. Jing has gone blast packing in the meantime with a Judge. And so what's going to happen is eventually they hunt down the Viper. They manage to get the kill. But then, if we take a look at the map and what Forsaken does, he actually uses the gate crash to come into the TP. Now, the thing is, no one is within range to actually hear this teleport, right? And obviously, it hasn't made the universal sound of this teleport, so no one knows that he's there at all. And that's going to play a big impact in this round, because as Jing is about to get this kill onto Mixwell there with the Judge, now his team have an option, because he's about to go running towards B, I should say, here Forsaken. He's going to go clear out this B site and tell his team that no one's there. So as they, you know, begin fighting on this A site, they send out the Seekers, which just confirms no one is on that site. They then decide, okay, well, we can just take this teleporter, I guess. And you can see that's exactly what they do. And Forsaken is already in their spawn, and then he gets into a really weird angle that you would never expect anyone to be in, gets a kill, and is able to then again win the round. And this is just like an example of Paper X being super aggressive, because they all want the kill, and so they just come running at the Omen, and they do manage to get the kill, and again they win the round. And now let's come to the very next round as well, and this time we're going to come to the showers portion of the map, and this time the clone is going to find a lot of good useful work. So he sends out the fake TP there, and I just want you to watch the two here with the clone. This one at the front here is Forsaken. The real Forsaken is at the front, I think. But what's going to happen is he's going to fire a couple shots at Meadow, and then Meadow, I think here, thinks that the first one, the one in front, is actually Forsaken, and Meadow's going to shoot the wrong one. So that movement there of being in front and then just taking one step back, like just for a second, and then Meadow shoots the wrong one. I'm not sure how much Meadow actually caught of that, and if he actually saw that, you know, Forsaken was the one in front first. Don't know if that actually had an impact, but it looked really cool, and if it did, then that was absurdly good from Forsaken, and so he gets the kill, and yeah, they start off very well. Now, as we run this round forward, it isn't going to go perfectly for the side of Paper Rex this time. Because what they're going to do, well, first off, they're actually going to catch the Omen here. That's the first thing that happens. They catch the Omen on the flank. And then Jing, poor Jing, he goes running in off the breach ult with his ult, the Raze ult, but doesn't find anything. That was a common theme of this entire series, that Jing Raze ult, God knows how many times, and just could not find a kill. But whilst that's gone on, actually what's happened is they've gone back to this B site, and they're ready to push B, and Forsaken is here on long. And so what's going to happen is Mixwell gets a bit preoccupied, he misses a shot there, and in comes the dog, but in comes this flash from Forsaken as well. That's coming from him just continuing to press W, and is over here on the site. So he flashes Nookie, as you can see, and is about to get this kill onto Nookie as well. Very well done by Forsaken. There you go, there's a flash Nookie and a dead Nookie. Then what's about to happen is they're going to give the spike to Forsaken here, to give him the spike plant so that he can get his ult. And even though they're in a 4v1, they just you know, kind of want to win this one in style, because there goes the Yoru ult. He actually teleports into the spawn, but then he's going to come back, and it's just on a fact-finding mission. Of course, everyone just stays quiet until they eventually see him. They peek out, and Hoodie is dead, and they win the round. And finally, let's come to the defensive side and watch another round that I think, again, the Yoru pretty much won on his own. Forsaken's going to make one of his rare mistakes in this round, but it starts off like this with the fake Yoru, the flash coming out as well. Nookie event, like, he's suspicious, right, that could actually be Forsaken, so he does shoot it, but that just tells Forsaken where he actually is, and he takes his head off and teleports away to safety. So they get that first kill, no problem. And then if we just take a look at the map, what's going to happen is we're going to get this really nice flash from the sky, and again, Forsaken is able to get another one. But whilst all that's going on, actually Chaos has ensued on this side of the map, on the A side. They've done very well on this B side, but on the A side they have struggled. But And so we're going to end up in a 2v2 here after Jing again ults and dies. But what's really important is Forsaken sent his gate crash again through here into the teleporter, and he just used it. And again, it's the same thing where no one hears this. You know, no one is around him to actually hear that gate crash, and obviously it doesn't make the universal sound of the teleport itself. So no one knows that he's here, and that's going to win them the round because they are going to go and plant on this A site. RG2, but they have no idea that Forsaken is here whatsoever. And so again, he's going to have a massive impact from being somewhere that they just can't expect anyone to be, and no other agent would be in this position, but Forsaken is, and he's able to get that kill. Now as we run this forward, what's going to happen here, the Viper is just going to pick up the spike, teleport to the other side of the map, and get the plant down. But Forsaken, again, as the plant comes in, he's going to ult. And this one's a pretty funny ult because he's just basically going to ping exactly where Meadow is. But Meadow's able to win that fight. This was perhaps one of the few mistakes Forsaken made, where he probably should have just flashed in front of the Viper and then told his teammate to peek off the flash. But, you know, he didn't. And so he ends up in this actual 1v1, but it's still Forsaken. So he's still able to win the round, and he gives Meadow some business here. And again, I just thought that, you know, this was a great day for all Yoru mains out there, because it proved that at this level, genuinely Yoru can be really good. And I think in particular with Breach, there are a lot of really great combos to use. And yeah, it was very, very well done by Paper X. They are still by far the most entertaining pro team I think I've ever seen play. They are absurdly fun to watch, and they can make Yoru work as well. So that's great. And yeah, I can't wait to see them play against Zeta, because that will be a match of true destiny, and I don't know who to root for.